Hello, hola, tudo bem, konnichiwa. ¿Cómo estás? What it do? So thank you for listening to another episode of the J Boy Sports Podcast. And today we're going to talk about PG and Joel Embiid. And man, at the end of the day, these have been two of the most disappointing players in the entire NBA this year. They have completely underperformed. And it's one thing to talk about injuries, but where the issue comes in is that both of them, it just kind of seems like they're playing games, right? So you have Joel Embiid, who needs to have surgery, but at the beginning of the season said, I'm just not going to play back-to-backs. So were you ever actually healthy? But then you also played in the Olympics. So I like, it's just too much nonsense. Are you actually healthy? Are you actually hurt? Have you always been hurt? Do you need some type of procedure? Then why go through all the game playing? I think that's the most important issue that a lot of 76er fans are running into is why all the games? You know, you going left, you going right, you going up, you going down, north, west, east, north, south, east, west. Like which way are you going, bro? Like nobody knows. And then on top of that, just in and out of the lineup, not really looking like he cares that much about winning. And that's a problem. That's a problem. And he doesn't really ever look like he's in great shape. To be that big, you might need to lose a lot more weight. All the money you make, you can't hire a chef and drop the pounds. I know it's hard for me to lose weight, but I don't got all that money. How much money does he have? He's actually one of the highest earners, I think, of all time already. And he hasn't even been playing more than half of his career so far. I think, technically he should still have a lot of time left based on his actual age, if he is that actual age. But, what's he doing with it? And then you have Paul George, who's moonlighting as a podcaster and wasting people's time, even though his podcast is actually all right. But that's not the point. When you are getting paid to play basketball and you're not really playing basketball and your effort has been absolutely horrendous thus far, and then we see posts of you getting on your teammates about, well, we're not playing well enough. Well, then what were you doing this whole time? You're supposed to be the leader of the team. You got Cayenne Anthony saying you're the GOAT. The GOAT of what? So just a lot of nonsense, man. People not being accountable for their actions. But you know what? It's one thing for people to say, oh, the fans are out of control. Jay Boyks he's bad-mouthing them. You know what? Fine, fair. It's all me, right? It's me and the 76er fans. But you know what? That's actually not true, because I just came across this video of the brother Evan Turner, who also was once in the NBA, talking about what he thinks about the Paul George and Joel Embiid connection. Now, I knew it was going to be a dumpster fire. I knew it was going to go off like a terrible sitcom that wasn't going to make it past the pilot. But, I let it go for a little bit, and then it turned out to be exactly what you thought it was going to be. And you know what this is a reminder of? No matter how much people try to call you a hater or badmouth you, when you have truth on your side, eventually it will come to the light, because truth is everlasting. Lies have a timeline. You can't lie forever. Not to yourself, not to the people around you. So let's listen to what this brother Evan Turner had to say and recognize a real one when you see it, okay?
G has a history of not showing up. I never met a human that will let a media rumor drive his energy or personality. Like, somebody was like, I heard you going to Philly. Then, you know what? I'm going to Philly, G. Do you know how soft that team going to be if him and Embiid go together? It'll probably be one of the most disappointing, unbelievable, talented. It'll probably be the most skilled duo ever since Kobe and Shaq. That's an understatement. Embiid will be hurt and PG going to be Paul, though. Yeah, that's the truth, G.
So basically, that's Evan Turner talking about how much of a dumpster fire he already knew it was going to be. And honestly, it's a great excerpt, and he really hit all of it right on the head. The only thing I'm going to call a quick pause no diddy on is the way Iguodala came in with the a little too much, Iggy. Love you, brother. We have a lot of respect for you, but you got to admit, if you was on the Cameron and Mace show, they'd have to hit you with a pause. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in their honor. I got to keep you guys, I got to keep all my people, all my soldiers, accountable for the pause no diddy, no bad boy initiatives that we got to take on. because it's crazy out here. There's a lot of baby oil. It's a lot of slipping and sliding, and I just don't want you to fall. I just don't want you to fall down like that, Iggy. I want you to live long and prosper, brother. So, like I said, Evan Turner really hit it right on the head. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You just know what's going to happen with Embiid and Paul George every single year. It's always going to be something. And at a certain point, I really don't care what anybody says. If the same things keep happening to you every year, if you have the same rep, the same reputation, that's who you are. It's not up to the people around you to make excuses and try to act like they don't see what's actually happening. It's up to you to break the narratives and the stereotypes, or become one yourself. Nobody can grow your own teeth for you. I always use that expression, grow your own teeth. Only you can do that. There's nobody on the planet that can grow teeth for you. Even if you get a teeth or a tooth transplant, it's not real teeth. They're not taking somebody else's teeth and putting it in your mouth. They're fake at that point. You only get one set of real teeth, so you better grow them and you better take care of them. That's it. So Evan Turner hit it right on the head. He knew what was coming. We all knew what was coming. And Paul George and Joel Embiid are exactly who we thought they were, which is basically, respectfully, pretenders, man. And instead of getting mad at me and saying I'm disrespecting them, I'm not calling them out of their names. I didn't call him Paul Doe. He did. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a nickname. I do know some other nicknames for Paul George, but I'm not going to get into those because, again, I'm trying to not be disrespectful. I think Paul George is a good dude. But you got to change that, man, or retire. I mean, those are the options. And again, I'm saying that respectfully because you owe it to your fans to go out there and give the best effort that you can. If you can't give that effort anymore or you don't want to, and you're just going to collect a check, then people are going to get bitter and they're going to get more upset because a lot of us out here are struggling to make $1. One of my great friends, me and him had a conversation. We're talking about, what do I have to do to make $2,000 a week? And that's not even just saying one job. We're talking about, I'll get another job. I'll get another job. I'll get another job. I just need to get a job so I can make $2,000 and support my family or support myself because it's expensive out here. Paul George is making that times 80 million. He's probably making that per second. But he doesn't want to get himself together and go out there and play basketball. So, yeah, the sympathy is going to run out, brother. I feel like I'm more reasonable. The 76ers fans are losing their minds. Joel Embiid, another one. If you're hurt, you're hurt, man. Then you should have. Why'd you play in the Olympics? Why didn't you take the season to get yourself together? Because it's always about you. You wanted to get a ring. And then you're talking about I'm going to play in Cameroon maybe next time. You should have played in Cameroon this time. Or you should have sat out and maybe helped those Cameroonian teammates get ready, coach them up, get them ready, so that they can compete. Because I don't even think they have a team right now. But, to me, Joel Embiid he's just on some selfish stuff, man. I'm sorry. And again, that's not me being disrespectful. I'm just being an analyst and analyzing what I see. It seems like he's like he just wants to be selfish. I want to win a medal, so I'm going to join Team USA. But then maybe I'll go and play for Cameroon. Pick a side. I'm not a political person, but you're either American or you're Cameroonian when it matters as far as these Olympics go. Jumping back from team to team, and then they'll claim somebody's racist or something like that because they don't like that. Well, you're playing with people's country, man. Again, I'm not political, but at the end of the day, you're playing with people's country. People lived, died, sweat, blood, tears, all that for this country. And you think they're comfortable watching you play pick and choose because you're a millionaire that don't barely even want to play, that can't get himself ready for the season, is out here playing games and playing around, doesn't want to give full effort. So at the end of the day, I'm sorry. Both of you. Y'all got to get it together, man. This season's done, so you might as well cook it. Cook it. It's done. All right? It's exceeded its exceeded its expiration date. It's sour, it's curdled milk, it's over. You ruined the season for your teammates. You guys did that. So hopefully, maybe next year you'll be able to figure out who you are and put it back together. that's my thoughts on this. Evan Turner, thank you, my brother. Where has that podcast gone? I haven't seen. I forgot what the podcast is called, but I like Iggy and Evan. And Evan's funny as heck, man. Like, where they been at? If anybody knows where their podcast has been, hit me up in the comments. Other than that, thank you very much. Thank you for listening to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Much love.